Hello, this is Claude Sports Corner, but let me start by saying that I've been following the New York Knicks for a very long time. I'm not saying I'm a Knicks fan. I'm not a Knicks hater by any stretch of the imagination. To be quite honest, I'm pretty sick of seeing these damn Willis Reed highlights. It would be nice for the Knicks to actually win an NBA championship, but much like before Barack Obama became president, a lot of us never thought that we would see a black president, let alone a Knicks championship in our lifetime. Now, I was about 4 years old when the Knicks won a title in '73. So, to me, that doesn't count. All right? But since following the Knicks, and listen, have they had great players come through there? Absolutely. Bernard King was a great player. Now, I'm not counting the championship Knicks because, again, I was too young to really comprehend back then. And obviously, in my opinion, both Willis Reed and Clyde Frazier are 1 and 1A in Knicks history. A lot of people are going to put Patrick Ewing as the number one Knick. No. I am not putting Patrick Ewing over Bernard King. Bernard King had to do more with less than any other Knick outside of maybe Carmelo. And in fact, Carmelo had a lot more than Bernard King ever had. So I have to put Bernard King number one. I'll put Ewing number two, baby. I tell you what, let's save some love for Charles Oakley, John Starks, and later on, Allen Houston and Sprewell. Because those were the best Knicks that I've seen over the last 30 plus years. But the Knicks, it looks like another summer of discontent. And let me explain that. As we know, the Knicks had the worst record in the NBA. If I'm not mistaken, they were tied with Cleveland. And right there, among the worst teams also were the Phoenix Suns. But the Knicks kept pushing this narrative that they were going to get Zion Williamson, and they had the best odds to do so. They didn't. In fact, they didn't even get the second pick, which was Jay Morant, who, in my opinion, was the best player in the draft. And not just my opinion, but the greatest GM in the sport, Jerry West, also shared that opinion. Now, they ended up getting R.J. Barrett, and R.J. Barrett is a very nice player. Is he going to be an all-star next year? I don't know about all that. Do I think that he will be an all-star? Yes, I do. And to be honest, I do think the Knicks are going in the right direction. And I do think the Knicks did play this properly. Listen, they have a more than competent GM and a very reputable coach, which is more than what the LA Lakers can say. But despite all the dysfunction going on in LA Lakerland, they were still able to land Anthony Davis. Something the Knicks could not do, even when dangling the third pick and both of Dallas's first-round picks. It could not match Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and the Lakers' fourth-round pick. And the Lakers were able to hold on to Kyle Kuzma, which is huge because it sets up the Lakers with a front line of LeBron, AD, and Kyle Kuzma. Now, in my opinion, if that's not one of the top three front lines, if not the top front line in the NBA right now, then I don't know where the fuck you've been over the past 5 years. Especially when you bring up the fact that Kevin Durant will certainly miss all of this upcoming season. And probably part of the following season after that, due to an Achilles injury, and that was a catastrophic Achilles injury. Now, I hear a lot of Knicks fans talking about, well, they should still go after KD. I mean, you know he's a great player, this, that, and the third. I don't want anybody coming off a knee injury that's going to be on the wrong side of 30. I don't care how great he is or was. Can you please name me one guy that came back from that type of Achilles injury, I mean, I understand ACLs and MCLs. Paul George has done that along with many others. But when it comes to an Achilles, no player that I know of in NBA history has come back better after an Achilles injury, especially when Kevin Durant, by the time he comes back, will be 32 years old. Now, you could make the argument that 85% of Kevin Durant is better than about 85% of the league. I give you that. But who's going to be around KD by that time? Now, I understand the Knicks have cleared out cap space for two max contracts. But the way it's looking right now, it's coming down to the Toronto Raptors and the LA Clippers going for the services of one Kawhi Leonard. Because of the catastrophic KD injury, because let's face it, the Knicks were putting their eggs in the Zion Williamson and KD basket, along with Kyrie Irving, who looks like he's going to the Brooklyn Nets. Now, right now, the Knicks might get Kemba Walker and an iPhone 10. I mean, that's how bad it's looking for the New York Knicks franchise. Now, if you clear out all this cap space and you tell me you're going to get Kemba Walker and Jimmy Butler, then you failed as far as I'm concerned. You're not winning a championship with those two players and RJ Barrett. You're not doing it. Now, I understand also that Kawhi Leonard is going to meet with the Knicks organization. If that's the case, they should put out their best pitch to bring to this man. You pull out all the stops. Listen, the best you can do, if it's not good enough, at least you gave it an effort. And don't give it a half-ass effort. You give it your best effort. Because in my opinion, Kawhi Leonard is the type of guy that can turn this entire Knicks franchise around. And they haven't had that guy in quite some time. Now, a lot of people want to criticize Carmelo Anthony for the time he was here. And forget the fact that he was sabotaged at the end of that run by one Phil Jackson. Now, I understand Carmelo was not perfect. And you can make a case that he was more than a little jealous of Jeremy Lin's success and quite frankly may have sabotaged him. Now, I don't think that way myself. But he did. Now, to be fair, Carmelo did everything that the Knicks organization asked him to do. But it wasn't enough. And Kawhi Leonard is 10 times a better player than Carmelo. Kawhi Leonard is just as good offensively. If you want to say Carmelo's a tad better offensively, I'll give you that. But Carmelo is nowhere near the defensive player that Kawhi Leonard is. Kawhi Leonard is one of the top 10 defensive players of all time. Yes, I said it. And he was playing basically on a leg and a half in the finals this past season. Imagine when healthy. And I don't see another player like him. And even if KD was healthy, he's not Kawhi Leonard. He's not. I mean, you already know how I feel about Kevin Durant. He's soft as butter. Now, that being said, would KD help the Knicks? Absolutely he would. Would he bring star power to a starved Madison Square Garden? Yes, he would. But again, we're talking about a guy who's not even going to play next season. He's going to be at 85% for probably the rest of his career. So what do the Knicks do? Do they continue to build through the draft? Do the Knicks fans have their patience? They've been patient for 40 plus years. I don't see it. So it looks like, yet again, another season of Willis Reed highlights. And I hope I'm wrong, because I do want the Knicks to succeed, no question about it. And they do have guys in place, but sometimes certain franchises are just snake-bitten, and the Knicks look like one of those franchises. And it looks like 2019 is going to be the New York Knicks' summer of discontent. Please like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claude White. Please take care, and God bless.